Kamala?
Kamala.
Okay. I thought it was Kamala.
Kamala.
Okay. Mass incarceration. Now, incarceration means to keep people in prison, incarceration. So I can't read the whole thing here.
Means you've been arrested and convicted and sentenced.
And the sentencing is by the judge, isn't it?
Right.
No, just go to the article. I'll give you the website like you asked for, remember? You asked for the website.
MAGA, really quick.
What is it?
Hold on, really quick, MAGA. I only have one more heart before I'm going to bed. So I just wanted to let you know, like, that's been my goal, is one more heart, and I'm going to bed.
I'll send, you know what? Let me send you some hearts. I like you. I like you, but sometimes your panelists really get me upset, especially Barrister. You know, Barrister. Okay, hold on. And Nemo, there's something about Nemo. I'm not sure Nemo's in his right mind, but anyways, hold on. There's one.
Her panelists
you're a
make you
poser.
mad. You have not met me
Another
yet.
one?
It's fine.
Wait, do you know Barrister? He didn't know what hearsay meant. Remember, I dog walked Barrister before.
Can I have your source? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Oh my God!
Anyway,
Amanda, this dude is fucking delusional.
Good night, Amanda.
Logic Al,
I
need you
Good
to do
night.
your PSA.
Yeah, y'all gotta go now.
I am going to go to bed. It's 3 a.m.
Don't block me.
and my kids
Thanks
are
for everything you ever did.
I'm not going to block you.
Because I want to dog
work.
walk Nemo. Me and Nemo, I'm going to dog walk Nemo next time, okay?
I really look forward to talking with you again soon, but it is 3 a.m. So thank you, everybody, so much for the gifts, the subscriptions, gifting the panel. Nemo for hosting with me. Love you.
Oh,
and,
no wonder you guys a tag team. Can I ask you one thing?
No, she's done.
No. Good night. Everybody have a good night.
Peace out.
You can ask me one thing that's 5 seconds.
Your 5 seconds are up. We're going.
Okay. Well,
They're like one night.
ask me tomorrow then, Messiah. I will talk to you guys
goodbye,
later.
but somebody muted me. Everybody good night, but somebody muted me, of course. Everybody have a good evening.
Yeah, you too. Bye, guys.
House Republicans offered up two people to sit on that panel, Jim Jordan and Mark Meadows. They denied it and said they handpicked two of the most radical leftist Republicans in the House, which were Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger. That's all I'm trying to say. The outcome was predetermined already.
I got you now.
Listen, guys. We've had nobody join the Discord. I know we got a bunch of new Trump supporters in here, so I find it weird that. Listen, you have been enjoying this live. If you are a Trump supporter, if you support me, if you're one of my true supporters, you will join my Discord server because it means a lot to me and it is very important to me so we can stay together here. Okay? My other account is in jeopardy of being lost forever. I get one more strike, it's gone. 120,000 followers almost on there. This is my third account. I got multiple strikes on here. So if those go down, you're never going to hear from me again. So you have to join the Discord.
Sorry,
so
don't
you
use
can
this.
be notified when I'm going live because I have many other accounts. But how are you even going to know I'm going live if you aren't in the Discord? So you need to download the Discord. It's an all-Trump group chat. Okay, that's the name of the app. That's my username. I showed you guys how to do this. Go download the app in the App Store right here. Here it is. Discord. DISCORD. Download it. Open it up. Okay, you'll create an account, register your email, verify it. It's all free. It doesn't cost nothing. Add friends. Add by username. Ultra MAGA 47. Add me as a friend, and then you'll send me a friend request. After you send me a friend request, you'll get a personal invite to the group. Okay, the Ultra MAGA Trump Club. You'll click on join, and it's just a big group chat. It's free. It doesn't cost nothing. I got the name of the app up above here, and I got my username, so you can add me as a friend. So don't forget to do that. Let's get that done here,
And just so that you know, we have some steamy chats in there. Ooh.
Yeah, listen, people post memes in there. We share videos, we share articles, we share our ideals. We have a live panel we do in there. Most importantly, we're uncensored. Okay, we can talk about whatever we want. And I'll notify you whenever I'm going live, whether it's on Twitter, X, or Rumble, or TikTok. I do lives outside of TikTok too, just to let you know I'm a live streamer, okay? I live stream every Trump rally, every press conference, every interview he does. In fact, I live streamed his interview with Mark Levin the other night, 2-part interview. You guys, if you were in the Discord, you would have known, and you could have seen it. Now, if you join the Discord, I'll put the link in there so you can see it. But it was a phenomenal interview with Mark Levin, and it's probably the best I've ever seen Donald Trump, and I loved how Mark Levin asked him questions. And, you know, there's a lot of people out there that didn't see it. They don't have cable anymore. They don't trust the fake news. So leave it up to me, and I'll make sure you cover it every time, okay? I live stream every rally, every press conference. Great, I'll be live streaming that as well on Wednesday then. But I think he's doing a rally Friday. Or is it Saturday? I think the rally is Saturday.
No, Tuesday. Listen, we got 2 events happening Tuesday. Very big events happening today.
Tuesday.
We have Georgia, okay, and we have, I believe, Arizona today. And then
Arizona what?
What do you mean? We have Protect the Vote rallies happening today. It's on Donald J. Trump's events. And then on Thursday, I believe...
Protect the Vote rally? Really?
Yeah, Protect the Vote rally. We have one in Georgia, and I believe we have one in Arizona. And then we also, Wisconsin, I think on Thursday, we have a big rally in Wisconsin on Thursday.
No, that's Saturday.
Is it Saturday? I apologize, Saturday. Yeah, but Tuesday we do have events. I'm sorry, we do have another event on Thursday, though.
Oh, you're talking about Tuesday, Team Trump's Agenda 47 policy tour in Braselton, Georgia. I don't think he's going to be at that event. It's just Team Trump.
Oh, okay. My bad. I thought he was going to be there.
Yeah, no. If he'll only be at it if it's in the red under the events tab.
Oh, I didn't realize that. My bad. Yes, there will be pictures and T-shirts then.
So we got a rally Saturday. Okay.
That's it.
Yes, Mosinee, Wisconsin, Saturday. I think we have a press conference on Friday. And this all could change. There could be more events this week. It just depends how the boss is feeling. You know, he'll surprise you with a surprise press conference sometimes.
As far as the Discord goes, I would like to make another pitch for the Discord. Gentlemen, if you're single and lonely, there may or may not be some fine young conservative woman up in that app. And what better way to meet somebody with a like-minded view who's just beautiful and gorgeous, like our conservative women are, that has the same beliefs as you? Why would you want to date a radical leftist liberal? It makes no sense to me. I'm sorry. I'm making a pitch for my boys.
No. Most of our audience is in their 40s to 60s. They're already married, brother.
Yes, they're already married. However,
we don't want
there may be a couple of stragglers.
We don't want anybody going after somebody's wife. So no, that's not the reason to join, guys. The reason to join is to be a tight-knit, close community of like-minded individuals. We'll go over any events that are coming up, any trending topics of the week. We'll discuss them. I do agree, though, with the fact of not dating a liberal. They are pretty repulsive. And we know this because, what's that gentleman's name that keeps going after date right stuff?
Walter,
is it Masterson?
Yeah, Master Masterson. Yes.
Yeah, so that is a perfect example of a repulsive person. Can you imagine if that was your son?
Nope.
If
that was my son, I would say, Walter, get in the corner, sir.
I'd be like, sir,
bend the knee.
you're going to see the backhand of this fist here. How dare you?
Shame. Fuck that.
I wouldn't do that. But,
all right, disclaimer. It's not a dating site, guys.
I would disown him.
Not a dating site. Disclaimer. Not a dating site. Disclaimer.
You know what? Maybe he'll see. I'm sure he's seen our lives. So if he's listening, Walter, you should be disowned, sir. And you could never, ever beat me in a debate, ever in your life. So
Walter,
if you
sir.
want your dog walked, request up here now if you're listening and you hear this right now. Maybe he's watching on the For You feed. Who knows? We may get lucky, and I'll get to take him down a notch.
Hey, Walter, sir, we're not mocking Walter, sir. We are not mocking your botched Botox face. We are talking about your brain, sir.
We did get Dom up here, though.
Vouched, benevolent, just blasphemous looking face of his, Botox, blasphemous, benevolent, belched. I don't know, you can think of a lot.
Belch, I gotta throw that in there.
Listening to you guys, you know what I'm saying? And then you speak about division. And the way you're sitting up here going at liberals, who's dividing the country?
I apologize to all radical Marxist, leftist, lunatic, communist liberals out there. I'm sorry.
I don't. How are we going at liberals?
Oh, sir, come on. You ain't listening to us. You're listening.
Sir, you sound like it sounds like you need a hot bob out some
You're listening. The difference is, sir, you're listening with us, not to us.
No, I'm listening to you.
I don't know.
I'm with you. I'm listening to you.
I hope so. Okay, so sir, would you agree that people are going to be thinking with their pockets this election? What I mean by that is they're struggling to make ends meet. They're living paycheck to paycheck. They can't afford rent, groceries, gas.
But we don't bend the knee like Kamala.
Okay, so here we go. You want to say that who tax plan is we living under right now? Who tax plan?
Taxes have nothing to do with affording groceries.
What, sir?
Why do you think your groceries is up? Why do you really think your groceries is up?
Well, let's see.
Inflation Reduction Act.
Maybe the supplies are being outsourced.
I mean, like, who had all this shit that had private?
You know, this tax plan has brought forth the most revenue that we've had in whole history, right?
No,
it has.
Sir.
No, it hasn't.
Do you want me to show you?
About to get charted.
All right.
Give him a whole presentation because we may be able to convert him here.
You will not.
Uh-oh, you about to get charted, my dude.
1 sec. Let me pull up my shit.
Do you guys want the chart?
Word for it. That's the word for my girl.
Put
Charted.
a single capital W in the chat if you want the stats in the chart from verbal.
Yep. Some people get dog walk, some people get charted, some people get both.
Single
1
capital
second.
W if you want Trump's stats explained to staff here. Single capital W's. We need 100 at least if she's going to do it. It's got to be worth her time, guys.
I mean, I don't even know if you need a chart. You just should be like economics
We're going to do a whole
101.
presentation.
Gas is up, of course. Everything's gonna go up.
All the stats.
I'll tell you this. It's a thing in the past.
Single capital W's in the chat if you're voting Donald Trump.
Capital W's if you think conservatives have charts and liberals have charts.
In 2022, I lost my house to a fire.
Oh my!
Okay.
For good reason, though.
Rebuild my house. From my insurance company, I was $200,000 short because of the price of a 2x4. So, inflation didn't happen under Trump's watch. It happened under Biden's watch.
I think an 8% increase within a year and a half.
And when a 2x4, an 8-foot 2x4 in 2018 was $2. In 2022, it was $10. So I lost everything I owned. My wife, my kids, we lost everything. And we're over $200,000 short to rebuild and refurnish our house.
to you, brother.
Yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you too, but what kind of insurance did you have?
So, well, if my house would have burned down in 2018, I'd have had plenty of money to cover it. If it had burned down in 2020, I'd have had plenty of money to cover it. But it burned down in 2022, and the policy was not changed.
Isn't it funny how insurance rates can go up, but your coverage doesn't? Isn't that funny? Under the Biden administration, the only thing that happened, by the way, you're looking at 122% increase in insurance rates, guys. Think about that.
Oh,
yeah. I saw that.
Oh, no, that's very true.
Nevada, we pay the most. Las Vegas, we pay the most car insurance.
When I purchased my home, it was a little over $250,000. During the Trump presidency, it went up to like 400,000, and now here in the Biden administration, it's up to over almost 800,000. So that's why I'm asking.
Sir, think about this. Sir, think about this. Okay, your house did go up. Houses appreciate all the time, but think about what the 800,000 would be if the dollar was stronger. Think about that. Depreciation.
Home didn't get repaired.
Sir, depreciation, and plus you have to think about who's going to be able to afford to buy that home because the dollar is weak. So you have two things working against you. The money that whatever your house is worth, that's not a real number because $800,000 is actually $800,000, not because the dollar is not strong. Secondly, the people that would buy that house, could buy that house, sir, aren't buying your houses right now. It's a bad market all the way across the board. Because their money isn't worth as much either, sir.
And not number one.
And the mortgage rate, sir. If they're to finance your home, sir, look at what the mortgage rate's at. I mean, we have the Fed at like what, 5.6 right now?
Number one.
Hasn't come down yet.
Number one. What? I'm not looking to sell my home. That's number one. Number two. Vice President Harris. She said about getting building more homes to make them more affordable for people to have.
What's
how
that
do you
policy
think that
called?
she's going to try to do that? She has no plan.
What's
She's
that
just
policy
talking out of
called?
her ass.
I don't know, but I know that she said that in her speeches.
Other thing, she also said
she'll
someone
say
thought
it.
I was
Hey,
country.
can I have the big box?
They looking to give first time.
And then I'm going to bed after this.
$5,000 start to get them in their home.
Oh, they giving it to them, right?
Sir.
Yeah, they giving it to
All
them.
right.
It's been difficult.
Time out.
Everybody recognizes that. But you don't put none of this at down.
Just
Sir, I'm gonna walk you through this data, okay? This is treasury.gov, fiscal data from treasury.gov, all right? This is the percentage of income that we are getting from taxes, right? And majority of our revenue is coming from individual income taxes, right? This is a separate line item in your taxes, and so that's not, like, it still contributes to the revenue, but it's not wholly important. So let's go down to revenue, right? And we're still under Donald Trump's tax plan. And this is inflation adjusted for anybody that's wondering. So the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act is implemented here. It takes a small dip, and then we have crazy increased revenue from this tax plan specifically. Now, I can walk you through exactly the total breakdown for where we hit almost 5 trillion. We were just at the edge of making 5 trillion, but it's technically 4.9. Individual income taxes, payroll taxes, corporate taxes, other, which would be the excise taxes, estate taxes, miscellaneous fines, etc. That is the breakdown. If we go down here, we can see, where is my fiscal data here? I'll come back to this in a second. Let me see if I can. Okay, here's the total breakdown of what we spend and where. Don't touch that, honey. Thank you. This is the interest on our debt. We spend a lot of money on our interest on our debt, and that's a problem. The Department of Education, we're spending $194 billion on. This is the tax bracket that we are all in. Now, do you know what a SALT cap is, sir?
No, you want to explain it?
Yeah, SALT cap is the states that have the highest taxes, which are generally blue states, were able to deduct the taxes that they paid in their state tax filing off of what they had to pay for income towards federal taxes. So they could deduct their income down so they wouldn't have to pay as much in taxes. Now they're actually paying more in taxes because of the SALT cap. And it's actually making it to where these taxpayers that are beyond a certain tax bracket have to actually pay taxes towards the federal income. So that's something that we changed under Donald Trump. I know everybody likes to say tax the rich and tax the rich. Well, in this case, we are actually making it so that the people in blue states are actually paying their fair share of taxes. They don't get to deduct off their income anymore.
Wait. Everybody already know that the blue states pay more in taxes than the red states. So don't say we're not.
That's not generally true. Texas pays a lot in taxes, and so does Florida.
What you just said right there, I don't even want to listen to that anymore because now I don't even.
Well, sir,
I don't even take that as being
sir,
true.
that's the truth. That's the truth. They were able to deduct. They were able to deduct and not have to pay as much into taxes because they got to deduct that off of their tax filing. It's not propaganda. That's what a SALT cap is. Well, I don't think you know much about the tax plan then, sir.
I know for a fact that the blue states.
Yeah, sir. You don't know what's going on, sir.
2017. Okay. What's that? Before the COVID-19 situation happened, C-19, we were doing good on median income. Median household income was up, and when median household income is up, that means more money is being made off of taxes.
Can you justify his logic how blue states pay more than red states in taxes? Because if you think about it, aren't taxes across the board based off of individual income and not state income?
Yes.
Can anyone explain that?
Do you want this?
No,
Have that
not
on.
really.
Sarah, I don't know what you mean. All the wealthy are within the same tax bracket. It's just that the people that live in blue states that have the highest state taxes were able to write off their state taxes as a deduction towards their federal income tax. They're no longer allowed to do that anymore.
Right.
So all the
Definitely
people
tax
that
the
were
rich.
complaining, all you people that were complaining about the rich paying their fair share, they're paying their fair share now. Through this tax plan.
The Hamptons, you should have seen the people. I was there in New York when this happened. You should have seen the people in the Hamptons lose their shit over this.
That's why blue states are going bankrupt because they weren't paying their state taxes.
This is household debt. Household debt is up right now. And this is what we have seen people show delinquency on. So we've had people showing delinquency on their mortgage, home equity line of credit, student loan debt, auto loan debt, credit card debt. So especially credit card debt, we're seeing people really be delinquent on. We've seen an increase in delinquency on mortgage debt, increased delinquency from 2003 to 2004 on home line equity. Student loan debt is down, but that's because Biden decided he was going to use everyone's tax dollars to bail them out.
Right.
So when we're looking at delinquency and how people are doing financially, it's not looking good. Let's look at unemployment. So we were at, in September, 3.5 for unemployment rate. And this is from the Bureau of Labor Statistics as a source. Now we are up at 4.3% unemployment. And we're seeing a teacup effect, and teacup effects always indicate that we're probably likely heading into a recession. Every time you see a teacup effect, you see this? This was when the market crashed, the housing market. It's not good. All of these teacups indicate recessionary periods. So we're going up when gradually over time we've been going down for a while.
On the best economy that's out here now, the most jobs that was ever created. And now you want me to believe?
No, it can look okay. So there's certain shit. It can look okay.
So look,
But it's
we had
not.
the lowest poverty rate since the 90s. This is 1990, okay? Now show me on the chart where you think the lowest poverty rate was at. I think it's very obvious.
That chart is
This is
correct.
2019 is the lowest poverty rate. And we're actually up. Poverty is up right now. So all bad things for our economy. It's bad news bears all around. I don't know how anyone looks at this and goes, we're doing great.
Say your source again.
Oh, this is Statista. This was sourced from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, and this is the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis.
So is it Sabir?
This is the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. Also the Federal Reserve Bank of New York.
Sabir, so she's giving you where she's.
This is from the Census
information
Bureau.
from, and you're saying it's trash?
I can give you all the tax brackets for who filed and what tax bracket for how much. I also would like to point to you that we increased the child tax credit. It used to be $1,000 under Obama, and Donald Trump, under his tax plan, increased it to $2,500. We increased the standard deduction. We doubled the standard deduction for both single filing and joint filing. And on top of that, we reduced the estate, quote unquote, unalive tax. We increased the threshold for the upper middle class so that the upper middle class could claim child tax credits on their taxes, and they were able to receive child tax credits under Donald Trump.
Oh my God.
So tell me again how this tax plan was bad when it produced the most revenue.
I still need an answer for the question I asked him.
Here go the answer that I'm getting ready to give you, my man. Y'all have a good day. I'm off this dog on site.
Oh damn!
God
How
bless
many
you,
times we
brother.
heard this?
God bless you.
No.
Oh, guys, we need some baby bottles.
I would run scared too.
That's
I would
a record
run. I would tuck my tail
Wow, baby
between my
bottles
legs
in the
and kiss
chat,
my ass
guys.
goodbye. That's exactly what the fuck I would do.
You're not being truthful.
Baby bottles in the chat for sad years.
Baby bottle. Like I said, I sat here and let y'all. That's why where y'all are today.
You sure that ain't oil spill? It sounds like oil spill, bro.
Instead of sitting here and backing off
That the man
and
that
like a fucking coward,
You won't even let
sit
me
here and
talk.
say,
Oil spills, brother.
Bye. That's why I don't stay, because you can't talk.
sir.
Or mute the mic. And
Sir. Sir, data is data, facts are facts, and it's facts over feelings, and it cannot be disputed, sir. Unless you have data to provide evidence
Data is not for betas.
to go against the claim or prove that the claim is false, then, sir, I'm sorry, I hate to tell you, but you're proven wrong here once again.
Data is not for betas. Take your Baba, your Blanky, and your Binky and go to your best net bed in the basement, boo.
I'm curious what Brooke thinks. I think she's a Harris supporter.
Hey, boo boo. Take your.
Y'all, that was my last hurrah. I'm off
You
to
good
bed.
now? You good now, Rain?
Oh yeah, I am a Harris supporter.
You know, I'm just trolling, bro.
oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry to hear that, ma'am. I'll pray for you.
Voting for Harris this time.
Hold up. No. Let's see. Hang on.
Sorry to hear that, ma'am. I'll pray for you.
Yeah, I would just like to go back to the charts that she was just looking at.
There you go.
Thank you, Diamond.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Verbal.
You did great.
Verbal,
Sure,
you may
well-
have to walk one more.
Yeah,
I'm
we'll have to
tired.
go
All
real
right, that's
slow
fine.
too. We'll have to go
That's
real
fine.
slow.
Which chart would you like to review?
So, actually, the one about unemployment rate that you said was from the Bureau of Labor, right?
It That wasn't a baby crying in the
Correct.
background. That was the liberals crying. Just so you guys know.
It's sourced from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, but
Yeah.
we also know that the BLS also missed 80,000 jobs they misreported, and that recently just came out.
Oh,
Okay, well, I was just like to look at the one
818,000.
that you just had, yeah, because I mean, I'm sure if it's sourced, they wouldn't cite a source
It
that
is.
wasn't
Hold on.
properly cited, yeah.
I have you.
I trust it.
I'll take the big box when you're ready.
Okay.
Hey guys, make sure you join the Discord.
So,
That's
can
my
we scroll
username to the
over?
right.
So here is, hold on, where's September? There's September. We're at 3.5. Now I'll give it to Biden. They had it down at 3.4 in January, but we're also now at 4.3. And when we're looking and breaking this down by ethnicity, the African American community is not doing good at all. They're at 6.3. The Hispanic community is at 5.3. I think
let's
red
zoom
is
out.
the regular, white is 3.8. Sure.
Right, let's zoom out.
Okay.
I got you. Okay.
Right. So this was under Obama. Things were doing good. We were at a downward decline. This is all good news. Good news. Okay. We had C-19. Understandably, I don't hold Biden accountable for that.
Mm-hmm.
And we did
he started
recover. We did recover right here. And if I pull up the other BLS report, you'll see how by the time 2022 came back around, we had recovered all the jobs that we had lost from C-19. So by 2022, all of the jobs that we had lost are back. Towards the end, I think it was actually November that all of the jobs returned. And then we saw lowest unemployment rate. But now we're up. We're at 4.3%, and this number is actually likely worse because the BLS misreported 818, I believe, thousand jobs.
Yes.
Yep, and
So
we still got
this-
the last quarter to take into account.
Yeah, this
Right.
number is actually likely higher than what it is now.
Right. Okay. And then the other one that you had, I would just like to look at that one.
The
That was the
poverty
one
rate
from-
or
yeah,
the
poverty
median
rate.
income? Yeah, sure.
Oh, I didn't see the median income one. They're the poverty rate. That's the one I saw. I didn't see the median income one.
Okay, this is poverty.
Mm-hmm.
So this is 19 with the lowest poverty rate that we've had since the 90s. And then, like, it's starting to trend downwards, but we're
Right,
still
right.
up. So, like I said, I'm not holding Biden accountable for this year at all. I don't think that the world is experiencing inflation at the same rate just about when we compare ourselves to G7 countries. We follow just about the same trajectory as they did. And
Right.
we're relatively close in inflation rate as they are, but I think there's some countries like the Netherlands that recovered a lot better than we did. They were at 11% inflation. They're all the way down to, I think, 2.3. We're at 2.9 currently. And we only went up to about, I believe the highest was 8.9%. So they recovered actually a lot faster and swifter than we did.
Yeah, we also don't count certain things towards our inflation number either. We don't count energy towards our inflation number.
Yeah, I can pull up inflation real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, I would love to see inflation numbers with groceries and energy added. That's what I would really love to see.
This is CPI versus PPI. So all the people that said there's like price gouging going on, like, not really.
Oh, I just heard the numbers come out today that the average grocer's profits are 1.6%. You know who has the most profits right now? Intel is at 73% right now. I'm sorry, Nvidia is at 73%. Apple is at 30%. You want to talk about price gouging? Go after those guys. Don't go after the grocers.
Oh, the grocery stores are the worst people to go after because I had someone come up on the panel on SK's Live yesterday and they were talking about gross gross net profits. And I said, that is not the number you go off of. Gross profits is not net profit. There's a huge difference because gross profit is what you have before your cost of operations are
I could pull up P&Ls all
included in
day.
that.
I could pull up P&Ls all day and show people exactly how these restaurants and how these grocers work, because you have to understand you have to purchase something, okay, and you don't make a profit until you sell that thing. And so until you sell something, you have money, you're in the hole constantly, and you have to factor in the cost of labor, cost of goods, cost of sales, insurance, uncontrollables. You have to figure in everything. At the end of the day, they make very, very little profit.
Yeah. Well, I just heard an interesting take though on that, because some people were saying though that a lot of people they put themselves into the operations cost, if that makes any sense. So put themselves and other employees into the operations cost.
Yeah, it's called cost of labor.
Part of the variable.
It's called
Right.
cost of labor.
So then you really wouldn't be able to. You can speak on what the business profit per se made, I guess, off the name, but you really wouldn't be speaking to like the shareholders' profit.
I mean, it's
they were
different under different administrations, though. It's different.
I'm
Ryan
sorry?
makes a good point. And about the cost of labor.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
The cost of labor should be down, right?
It's supposed to be.
No, I'm talking about like
Everywhere
shareholders
you
and
go.
all are in operation costs. So
Right, but everywhere you go now, they want you to do self-checkout.
You're right. You're right.
So shouldn't the cost of labor be down? Shouldn't the price of food be less? Because
So this
we're
is
checking
Kroger,
ourselves
right?
out?
So then why are they? Well, you're right.
Higher, and that's a question I have myself, because like speaking of that, I mean Walmart, that's a prime example. They use all automated now systems, pretty much to check you out, self-checkout. Yet, their executives made, I think, about $94 million, and they were labeling it as their record profits. But at the same time, businesses do that sometimes just to get people to invest in them more. So that could be false on their behalf.
I would be mad at Walmart. I would be mad at Walmart if they didn't hire 10% of the American workforce.
Right?
Yeah, and they do for like storage wise, like logistics and things like that, and they're like at point of sale, store, brick and mortar, they do most of AI, self checkout now.
You know that when companies have the highest profit margins, the economy does the best for all Americans. I don't know if you know that or not.
This is what most grocery stores operate off, profit margin wise. And I had somebody come up on a panel yesterday talking about what Kroger's profit margins were.
Yeah.
Right. So let's look at this, right? Because if you look at the gross margin, and it's important to know the difference between gross profits and net profits.
Right.
Okay. Gross profits is your revenue. This is how much revenue, right? They got 22%. But when you go down to net, and net is including after their cost of operations, they're only at a 1.4% profit margin. And that's a very delicate line, because, and I'll explain why, if you increase the cost of labor, say Kamala Harris or Kamala Harris decides that she's going to increase the federal minimum wage, and then all of these grocery stores then have to compensate that, right? That eats into their net profit when they have to compensate more. And then on top of that, we call this pinching, right? So here's the labor cost. The labor cost comes up, right? Now we're going to put in corporate taxes, higher corporate taxes. Then that profit margin gets smaller. And then the worst part about it is implementing price controls. And that puts them there because they have literally nowhere to go. They can't lay off more workers, or I mean, they would have to, I guess, lay off more workers and make it work, because that's about the only thing they can do, because they would have no control over their corporate tax rate. They would have no control over what they set their prices for. The only thing they can do is just lay off more workers or automate the process. Yes. And that's not good. And this is how people in communist countries end up at the breadline.
Yes, because this is how businesses close. because your most controllable cost is your labor. No matter what business is in, your most controllable cost is your labor. And the reason for that being is because you can't control the cost of goods that you're purchasing. You can't control the taxes, okay? You have no say over any of that. They're called uncontrollables. You can't control the lease of your buildings. You can't control the price of your equipment. You can't control any of that. Other people determine that for you. However, you can determine the cost of your labor. It's the most controllable aspect of your business. So when you're forced, in order to make a profit or to be sustainable, to cut your labor out of it, that's how businesses close. That's why you see these people that start a business, they have a great idea. These restaurants, 80% of new restaurants close for that reason, because they don't understand the labor costs and what it actually costs to operate. Very few businesses are very profitable. For many years, they stay in the black or they stay in the red before they do become profitable. And the only way to sustain only way grocers sustain themselves right now is through mass production. Okay, that's why you see Kroger doing their delivery. That's why you see them like trying to merge with I believe is it Albertsons they're trying to merge with. That's why you see them. That's why you try to see them grow, because the more they can sell, that profit margin can stay the same, but they're making more money in the long run. But I promise you, like it's crazy what they're trying to do. This is communist all the way. That's why we call it communist, when the government has control over what you want to make. And what is wrong with people making more money? It's not price gouging. It's not what it is. It's a benefit for all. And the American companies mostly always reinvest into the American economy. It's been proven over and over.
And I just want to say one thing before I go to bed, right? The reason why people end up at the bread lines, right? It's the first thing that happens is the grocery stores start going under, because they operate on such a low profit margin. And then you're only creating more monopolies. So the monopolies like Target and Walmart, they're the ones that are going to survive, while all the other grocery markets are going to go under. Then our agricultural sector doesn't have enough grocery stores to sell their food to, and then they're going to go under, which is going to create a food shortage, because they're not going to be able to, they're not going to produce enough if they don't have enough people to sell to. That's how people end up at the bread lines, is that our grocery stores go under, and then our agriculture goes under.
I completely agree with that, because
the government margins. Now, think about this, okay? If you want to talk about spending, if you want to talk about making money, look at your government. Guess whose profit margins are up year over year over year? That's the government, 100%, because they borrow off the labor of American people nonstop, and they spend off the backs with a guarantee of promise that the American economy is going to be strong. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. When you spend $1.2 trillion more than you take in taxes, makes me sick to my stomach. That's where these people that they want to control these corporations and want to control your budgets are the same people that can't control theirs.
So where's the fix come though? Because you just spoke about, if you don't take in the taxes, but then you don't want to tax more on the corporations. So do we tax more on the middle class, or where do we tax?
Don't tax at all. What do taxes do?
I agree with that. It's cut the spending is the answer. When you have a household budget, and you're running in a deficit, what's the first thing you do? You try to find things that you can cut back on your spending with. Like, I'm spending too much on eating out. I'm spending too much on subscriptions. We're going to have to look at our budget and see where we can make some budget cuts. That's why we were saying the Department of Education, because we're spending $193 billion.
To cut that anymore?
Well, ma'am, do you know how long we've had the Department of Education?
Yeah, it's been around.
Well, it's only been around since Reagan.
It's only.
I'm sorry.
The education system has nothing to do about that. I think that's so unfair.
It's actually one of the lowest receivers of tax funds.
Yeah, it's nothing exactly.
Excuse me. I don't know where you're from, but I can pull up what we spend on our education.
What do you spend?
Yeah. If you pull up the
we spend $193 billion.
How much do we spend in military defense, though?
Well, hold on. This is what you don't understand. Are we in a NATO agreement?
We are.
What is that NATO agreement?
Right, we are. We are.
Okay, so we are in an agreement to pay 2% of our GDP towards our defense. We pay about 3% of our GDP
But that
towards
doesn't
the
equate
defense.
the amount of tax money that is given
Ma'am, what country are you from?
It doesn't matter where I'm from.
Yeah, it does matter. Are you part of a NATO country?
I'm part of the United States and I'm a dual citizen. That has nothing to do with my personal.
Well, I don't know where your
objective
accent is from.
It doesn't matter.
Are you a natural born citizen?
Yes.
Or did you immigrate here?
My mother is from England and my father is from the United States.
So a NATO country, correct?
No.
So anyways, the United States have made agreements with NATO, and the agreement ever since 2006 is that every country that is a part of NATO is obligated and enforced that they have to pay 2% of their GDP towards
So, like,
their
if I
defense.
talk like an accent like this, like I'm from Texas, like, would that make you feel better? Am I good to go?
I just,
like,
it just
go,
makes,
y'all.
well, ma'am, I don't think
That's
you know
a terrible
anything about,
Texan accent, and
I
that's
don't think you know
disrespectful.
anything about this
Are you
country.
from Texas, host?
Don't worry about where I'm from, ma'am.
Oh,
That's just
I didn't know it was that kind of party. I was just asking as an American who honestly was just asking.
Here's what I was going to
Right.
say is we have a
That's
lot of people from the E
disrespectful,
EU.
That's no different than if Ryan or me started talking in like a ghetto accent. That would be very, very disrespectful.
Yeah, I'm sure it would be to some people who were ghetto. But
Again,
not
we have
necessarily
people
to
that come up-
everyone. If you chose to use
You know,
that
kind of
towards
like
me,
Harris
you
does
disrespect
when
me
she
for another
tries to
reason.
act as if she's black when she's not.
Did that offend you?
No, it doesn't offend me, but it probably offends a
It should
lot.
offend other people because she
Why
made
would it
this
offend? Why would it offend anyone who's not
Because
black?
I'll tell you why.
If it
ma'am.
offends anyone,
Ma'am,
why would it?
I'll tell you why. Because it's called pandering. This woman made the same exact speech
But you're
2
not in
times
that
today.
community, so why would it affect you? If
First off, how do you know I'm not part of that community? For one, just because you see me as a light-skinned, high-top fade brother doesn't mean I'm not part of that community. And even if I wasn't a part of that community, or if I was a part of that community, I ain't gonna tell you. Here's what offends me: is that when you have somebody that goes in front, if you have somebody that goes in front of Pittsburgh, right, and they're talking a certain way, they say that the unions, thank you the unions for the paychecks, thanks for the unions for the pay, thanks for the unions for the vacation. They say it just like I'm saying it now, and then they go into Detroit and they're in front of a black crowd, and they say, and we want to thank the unions for the pay, and we want to thank the unions for the vacations, and they talk totally different on the same exact day. Wouldn't you question whether or not that's offensive?
so, is it offensive that she's actually partaking in trying to engage with the community, or that?
Man, nobody.
Because it's obvious that you guys don't obviously care. Because if you were an ally to the community, you wouldn't even be speaking to me in the way that you do. That you would think would offend me, but it doesn't.
Ma'am, you know just as well as I do. The same way she came out the other week and spoke in the country accent.
It doesn't affect me, and I'm a black person. Why would it affect you?
Because it offends me because liberals pander to whatever they want to do. They stick their fingers in the water. They throw it up, and whichever way the political winds go, the direction they go in. This woman has no sensibility.
But you're not black. Why would it offend you?
It's disgusting. It doesn't matter if I'm
Why
black
would it
or not.
offend you? It does matter because you're
it
not
doesn't
black.
because people that are fake offend me. People that are fake and running for political office.
You have no offense to you. You're not black.
Just let her express.
Ma'am, it's not about being. Ma'am, you're talking race.
It is about being black because that's exactly.
Ma'am, it's not about race. Get it through your thick skull.
That's exactly why you're bringing it up.
No, get it through your thick skull. It's not about race, okay? It has nothing to do with race. This has to do with running for the highest political office in the land.
So if a black person is telling you she's not offended,
I just mentioned that she spoke country when she was in Georgia. I just mentioned she spoke country when she was in Georgia. Now stop over talking to me. The point is she's running for the highest political office in the land, and she's so fake that she can't even control her own tone, tenor, or speech, and she has to pander to whatever crowd she's in front of. I promise you, she went in front of Amish people. She'd be talking about churning butter. That's what the lady does. She's always been that way. She's always been fake.
Okay.
She's a hollow shell of what the Democrats are. I'm sorry.
I understand. I hear your feelings, but let me pose a question to you. So when someone says that a comment like coming to take the black jobs, or simply the rhetoric that's being used around immigration, even though immigration is a very valid issue that needs to be addressed, I am, as a non-partisan voter, have no problem admitting that because it is a valid thing. My problem with the rhetoric being used around it is as if it is only from the southern border and from those people. So when people say things like that to you guys who support this candidate, even though he can market it better, hold on. Hold on. Let me ask you this: is that not a valid statement to make about that candidate? If you want me to be honest and open about that statement you just made,
sure. If you want me to be honest and open, man, I know you're being walked, but that doesn't mean you have to bark up the wrong tree. If you talk about immigration coming from the southern border, you're absolutely right, but you have to look at the northern border too. You also have to understand.
Yes, I agree.
Hold on, ma'am. You have to understand it's 130. It's 130 different nationalities. So that is disingenuous to say it's just people that's coming from the south, ma'am. There's 130 different nationalities coming across.
Yes, Ryan, I agree. I agree with you. I'm saying that the rhetoric, though, that was being used by this candidate at one point in time was only about the southern border. Can you disagree with that?
We have the most illegal immigration coming across the southern border. The UN 3 months ago.
It's 100%, but it's a problem across the board. It needs to be amended across the board and fixed. So when someone says that, okay, just talking about it from that southern border as a perspective makes me feel like you're just targeting that race. Is that not valid?
What race are you talking about?
His Mexicans, Hispanics.
Ma'am, when he says Mexico's not sending their best, which country is allowing these people to come through?
Canada, as well as Mexico.
There's only one country. There's only one country that borders our southern border, ma'am.
We have just. That's why I just said, speaking on it on the southern border. You asked me who the people were. I didn't need clarification, but you knew exactly what I was talking about. Mexico, but Canada has just as many illegal immigrants.
That's not true. That's not true.
That's true.
You're wrong. Not true, ma'am. I can pull up the chart for you. That is not true. 100% not true.
It is true.
That is not true. We do have people coming across, but not as much.
So why are they here undocumented then?
You're making things up now.
I am not.
Yes, you are, ma'am. In fact, you made this statement.
I am not. No, Ryan, I agree with you. You said the same thing I said. You said that.
No, I'm gonna put the onus on you now. You just said that. So
you said we have people coming on several borders. You said that too.
You said that we had more people coming from or just as many people coming from the northern border as we do the southern border. That's what you said.
So then, even if you disagree with that statement, we can disagree with that statement. We can disagree with that statement.
No, it's not disagreement. No, ma'am. There's not.
If we're talking about undocumented, unauthorized,
it's not a disagreement if you're wrong.
Talk about it across the board, right?
It's not a disagreement if you're wrong.
We have to talk about it across the board. It doesn't matter whether it is at the end of the day.
You're trying to make everything out of race. You're trying to make everything out. Listen, we went from talking about how weak your candidate is to talking about
I'm just asking you. Post a valid statement that you felt about
you already answered your own question in the same. Yes, you did. Because listen, you said, "Well, I do understand that they are coming after those jobs for blacks and Hispanics, but at the same time, what did he mean by black jobs?" You already answered the question.
No, I did not say that. I never said that.
You already know what he means by that. So why would you be disingenuous?
I said, why did he say black jobs? Because he was not talking about.
And then you said, but I understand what he's saying because
no, I did not. I said I never said that.
And they are coming for
immigration is a problem. I never said that. What he said was that was an issue. Immigration is a problem that we need.
The asylum process. The asylum process.
I am not backtracking. You're trying to put words in my mouth that I did not say.
Can I just get this out and then I'm going to bed? Because
for sure.
I'm not staying awake for the race debate. It's not in my interest.
Thank you. But people need to stop saying that immigration's a problem. It's Democrats that are the problem. Thank you.
Yeah, we love that them against us mentality. I'm listening, millennial.
Sorry, no problem.
Go ahead. Because I hate this topic too. It really
it's not the hill.
It's not the hill I want to unalive on. But anyway,
it's not the hill I want to unalive on. I could care less. That's not the battle I choose to pick. So this is $194 billion. This is what we spend on education, along with social services. So
and it's 2.5%, right, of our tax revenue. Yeah,
it's 2.5% of our budget, right? And so. And this is spending, right? Because revenue is different from spending. So this is just spending. Now, before the Department of Education, we were fourth in literacy throughout the world. I'm sorry, we were third in literacy throughout the world, and we were fourth in mathematics. The Department of Education has been around since the beginning of Ronald Reagan's administration. It was signed into law under the previous administration, which was Carter, and it was put into place at the very end of Carter's administration. And Reagan was the first administration to actually have the Department of Education as a solid branch of government. Now, since then, we are at 14th in literacy throughout the world. That's really bad on us. We are not doing well as far as education goes. I have not seen the Department of Education actually work effectively. We've seen funding go to all the wrong places, and that people are more focused on standardized testing than they actually are about people learning how to survive out there, how to open up a credit card, what APR is, how to apply for a loan. All of these fundamentals you need to know as an adult.
Right.
And that's we're too focused on passing tests. Now, universities are for upper education and all of that test taking. That's where you do all your upper education. What people need to learn from the public school system is how to function in society and be able to manage your financials. And our government is not doing a good job of doing this, right? Because this is our net interest on our debt. You've had a credit card, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know what happens when you don't pay off your credit card, right? You accrue interest.
Right.
Right, and this is our government accruing interest, and it's a lot. It's actually our second highest expenditure from Social Security. Hang on. And this is treasury.gov if you
Look at the last
where
4
this
years.
source came from.
Over $1 trillion, almost $1 trillion in credit card that accumulated in the last 4 years under the Biden administration.
The top expenditure is Social Security. The one directly under that is the net interest on our debt. And it's because we have not been paying off any of our debt. We used to actually balance the budget up until the 70s. And like, I could probably pull that up for you too, so you could see it. Ever since the beginning of the 1900s, our government always balanced our checkbook. We did not run deficits. We managed a balanced budget. Ever since the 70s and the 80s, we have just gone completely downhill on us paying off our debt. Let me see if I can pull up the actual debt chart for you, so you can see
I
it.
just want to mention how education, spending more money on education never helps, because we have the Bright Point system in Baltimore, which is one of the worst school districts in America, and we spend $8,310 per child per year, and the money just doesn't go towards real education or accountability.
Yeah, and I agree with her. Like, the focus is definitely wrong in the Department of Education. I actually come from a family of educators, and which I'm in healthcare, but I've been in education as well. And standardized testing is a joke. I mean, it doesn't really test what it needs to test.
No, I feel bad for teachers, and I feel bad for healthcare workers right now. Those are the two hardest jobs in America to have.
And both of those systems definitely need reform.
One second, I'll get that for you.
See the turnover in teachers right now, the turnover in nurses, it's ridiculous. These people are heroes, man, and they do their job not because they get paid. They do their job because they care. They're not treated right.
Well, and Ryan, I'm going to tell you too, though, what absolutely changed a lot of the healthcare workers' perspective was like during COVID, when money was given to places to supposedly, a lot of it was meant to help, in hazard pay and things like that for what you encounter on the job, but it was not a lot where it needed to be. I mean, and it was given. I mean, the government gave millions of dollars to corporations on Medicare and Medicaid fraud charges already, and it was like, and you expected that to have been put where it needed to be. So
this is our federal surplus deficit, and this is average since the beginning of the 1900s, so 1901. And you could see for the longest time, our government maintained a healthy balance of our budget. I think we had like a tiny little dip there. That was in the 40s.
Weren't we at war then?
We were. And so look, yeah, because I think we all know what happened there. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but